I'm still hearing myself in my ear on a slight delay here.
Wizzy cam working?
Right there. Can you call Craig when you're done and test this? Because I'm going to have to head back up to the presenter meeting. Have you got Craig's number? Craig will FaceTime you his number. Okay? Right, I'll send a bit. There you go. Could you do, once this is all set up and working, could you get the slider set up on the tripod, please?
Yes, on this one.
Yeah. Or in fact, once you send his number, whilst we're waiting to test it, you could do that. Right, I've got to run back up to...
Just hearing there from the vice captain of the women's rugby team, Keno, saying that this weather is really horrible to play in.
Oh, I can absolutely
and
imagine.
she expects the lads to be feeling it somewhat, as that's the number 9 Payne making an incredible
and a shoe.
Tackle. And yeah,
has
shoe looks
just
like
gone flying right off the pitch.
I think someone thought they maybe had the ball, but they had a shoe.
Indeed.
Absolute
Player
chaos
from
in
York
the middle
looking
of
to
the
make
park.
some steps in between. A very good kick up forward for someone to chase. Lancaster decide to put the ball down.
Yeah, just able to recover that. There was a York player running down the wing on that far side. Could have been pretty costly for them, but they were just able, Lancaster, to recover. So the pressure is still very much on them. They've really not been able to express themselves on this game. York doing all the attacking.
And even then, that only a moment of possession there for Lancaster before the kick. Down here, it went straight back into York's hands. It's really all York in these opening few minutes.
Just can't afford to lose the heads as the shoe is thrown back in. Incredible.
It was indeed a shoe that someone has lost.
At a rare
York number
time-
14, I believe.
Yep, and the rare time you'll see a forward pass in rugby. So the ball is with Lancaster. I think, yes.
To kick it forward.
Ball is straight back to York.
Just over this halfway line now.
Oh, and
Tackle is not convincing enough, and York still are in possession.
not at all. He was able to shimmy away there and York retain possession. Running down the line on this near flank. The Lancaster tackles, it's taking 2 of them to bring him down. They're not quite being assertive enough with their tackles. The number 8 of Lancaster,
Ooh,
though.
another big tackle there.
Big tackle, that's more like it from Lancaster's perspective.
The ref has blown there.
Don't know if you caught that on the stew. That was the vice captain of the
Lancaster women's team.
Lancaster women's team. Commiserations to them. That was the first, which was just on before them. But congratulations to York for taking them in what was quite a convincing performance in the end. It was nip and tuck in the first half, but in the end, York able to
Just
assert
too
their
strong.
dominance. So the men will be hoping to avoid a repeat of that performance, as the ball is now with York, I believe. Just taking time to have a breather. Essential in this weather to be having a breather. It's absolutely sweltering down here. So I think we're going to be seeing a kick here.
York to kick for goal to open the scoring in this game.
So, wonder if he'll be feeling the pressure as he kicks.
And it is wide. Flags do not go up, and it remains scoreless in this game.
Well, that was an early chance for York to take the lead here.
I feel like every point's going to count in this fixture.
Exactly. So he'll be kicking himself with that. Very disappointing from a York perspective that he wasn't able to convert there. And so Lancaster with the ball, just doesn't quite make it into touches with the number 40, passes it to 11. Again.
2 men needed to take him down. Inside now.
York still have possession after the ruck.
That's a good pass there. Almost found a way through a gap, but Lancaster stopped the York man in his tracks. It's been the whole game played in this York attacking half of the field so far.
Yes, it really has been. Lancaster just unable to assert themselves. As York trying to break now. Ooh, just pushing their way through the defensive line there.
Outside again, back inside. And that is a Lancaster penalty.
So a bit of relief for Lancaster there. Again, though, they need to make these kicks count, because every time they kick, this one's going to go into touch. That's a positive from a Lancaster perspective, because otherwise, every time they've been kicking it into touch, York have been getting possession back and we're just forcing them back in to their own half. They weren't able to make any progress.
Real opportunity now for Lancaster to try and make their mark on their own attacking half of the game.
If I talk into it, can you hear me? Yeah, you can hear me.
Line out's about to come in now.
Yeah, I'm talking into the mic. I'll keep talking.
Line out is too far over, and York get possession again. Spilled, but it is not knocked forward, so York will carry on.
Recovered by York.
Do you have a mic? Let's
it's turning a little bit messy here.
Can you stay on this one? Stay on this
little
one.
bit of a scrap there.
This one. This mic. And the other mic.
And I think it will be York's ball. Yeah, penalty to York here.
And kicked into touch decisively. Does hit the top of the stand. One of the unique features of this temporary Lancaster Sports Stadium. Cheer goes up every time the ball hits the roof of the stand. So at the moment, it's all York, it has to be said.
But still no score.
The only real opportunity that we've had at any sort of score has been a missed York drop.
Missed York penalty there.
That's it, missed York penalty.
Went quite a bit wide of the post. There was also a moment where York almost made a way in for a try, but just stopped by a great tackle, has to be said, from a Lancaster player.
And nothing really for Lancaster at this stage.
Nothing
I think
at
the ball's
all.
really been in York's defensive half at all.
What York will be concerned with now is making sure they make the most of this spell of pressure they've got.
Oh, but they spill the line out. I think Lancaster have managed to retrieve the ball, so there's something of a turnover of possession. Oh dear, there's another ball that's been thrown on the pitch. That's going to disrupt play. I am sweltering out here. I don't know about you.
It is a toasty one.
Feel like I could be burning with my Factor 15 sun cream.
Factor 15 is not high enough, Harvey. If you would like to use some of my superior Factor 30, twice as good as your puny Factor 15,
Possibly a half time. So scrum down now.
Lancaster's put in.
Overall, we did. I was 1 point short.
Lancaster with the ball now. Hello. Lancaster with the ball now. Inside, stopped in his tracks with a very convincing tackle from the York player.
So
York with the kick forward.
Lancaster with the kick forward.
Sorry, Lancaster with the kick forward. Won by York. And now York can come away, and they're breaking fast now. And York have got man on the outside. Surely this will be another score. Taken down fantastically at the very last by Lancaster. Looked almost certain to be a try. Inside now from York. Back inside again. Over on this right-hand side. They got a man over. Surely a score for York, and it is. First try of the game goes to York, and it has been coming.
Well, it was an exquisite bit of play there, really, from York. Lancaster just not able to assert themselves. They didn't have enough people over. They were so stretched.
Absolutely.
And
Well, York just switched the play from left to right so quickly.
there was nothing they could do about it. I thought Lancaster did very well there, though, just managing to stop, well, what was the first opportunity for the try. But in the end, nothing doing.
And now the kicker for York, looking to get his shooting boots on for the first time this afternoon.
Quite a distance.
Quite a distance, quite an angle. He's already missed his penalty today.
I don't think there's too much of an angle. I think it's straight, but from a distance.
Straight from a distance.
That's what I would say.
The kick is... The flags do not go up, and it will stay 5 points to 0. Second kick missed this afternoon from the York kicker.
So, yeah, it's not ideal from York's perspective that they've missed 2 kicks. At the moment, you've got to say, it might not necessarily be too costly because they have been the team to beat in this match.
Absolutely.
But it's sport, anything can happen, and I'm reminded of when I was commentating on the opening ceremony. Obviously, York asserted themselves in that game. I know
Absolutely.
it's football, but, you know, shows the way that the pendulum can swing. 2-0 up.
And then we all know what happened.
We do
But
indeed.
for those who don't, Lancaster won it 3-2 in the dying seconds.
So
And you almost lost your voice.
I did lose my voice. So it was a tough conversion kick, that, though. Much harder, I think, than the
Then
first
the penalty,
one.
yeah, exactly. I think it just dropped quite a fair bit short of the post. Lancaster now just having a little drinks break and a pep talk.
Well, the drinks break's so essential. It's so hot. It's so horrible to play in. I mean, it's beautiful to watch, but just so tough for the players. So York are ready. I think Lancaster are taking an extended bit of time just to make sure their tactics are in check. So the score is 5-0 to York.
Lancaster looking to restart on a positive stretch now.
I think ideally they'd get this ball into touch. They just need to have some sustained
Spellers,
pressure.
I mean, Weir's right behind the post that they're supposed to be attacking. We've seen none of the ball on this end of the pitch so far. Lancaster really just want to spell a possession around their own posts, really, at the moment. Kick is forward.
Caught by
Collected
the
from
York
York.
number 9, who kicks it straight back.
And now Lancaster, spilled by number 2, but he recovers well.
Oh, and he's made up for that initial error. He was able to make his way through the York line. Oh!
Kick forward, Chip looking to release the Lancaster player, doesn't quite come off. Now York number 11 making a weave and run outside.
Very optimistic with the chipped kick, I've got to say, and it's put the pressure right back onto Lancaster.
Inside again. Wriggles free of one challenge and offloads again. And once more, fast hands from York, but just spilled at the last.
So possession is back with Lancaster.
And kicked quite wisely into touch.
Yeah, I was just about to say very wise. Just give themselves a breather. It's intense here. It's really intense for the Lancaster lads. So it'll be a line out. And it'll be York to throw in.
Line out so far. Most of them have been unsuccessful from both teams so far.
They have. They've not been of the highest quality.
This one is better.
Much better from York. And so York with the possession now around the half.
Fast hands again.
Oh!
Well kept and back again. And finally taken down. Devastating play from York.
They've just been able to cut.
And a fight kicking off in the middle of the
cover
field
so
here.
much ground. Oh my goodness, there is.
Between two Lancaster players. Real aggression there, completely off the ball. No need for that.
Yeah, the number 5 of Lancaster, I think it was the number 19 of York. Just really
Luckily,
going at it,
referee just wasn't looking. Not sure if the camera picked it up either.
So York, with all the possession, and I think it's now penalty to York.
I'm unsure.
I
It would
think,
appear that way.
so I think we might be seeing another attempt.
This
through
one
the
looks a lot
posts.
more straightforward, right in front of the posts.
So a chance for York to extend their lead.
York kicker, of course, probably feeling pretty anxious to get his first points on the board from a kicking position.
So here we are then. Say it's been a really tough game for Lancaster so far, real backs to the wall kind of performance. As York prepare for their attempt on goal. As you said, Alex, this is a lot simpler for York. And I think important for the kicker that he gets this right.
Absolutely.
There's a little bit of silence now descends on the stadium.
And he finally gets one through the post. Flags go up. 3 more points to York to make it 8 points to Lancaster 0.
Well, on the balance of play, you've got to say it kind of reflects how this match has been going, I have to say.
Absolutely it does. Lancaster just haven't got going so far in this half. What they have to do now is keep their heads, not let the frustration get to them, and make sure that they just make some sort of impact in the final 20 or so minutes of this half. 10 to 20. I actually have no idea.
I think there's, about 15 minutes left.
15 minutes left of this half.
So
Lancaster kicking off now.
tried to play it short, and it.
Spilled again.
Oh, I don't think that worked for them. Oh no, it did work for them. Well, it didn't initially look like it was going to work for them.
Wasn't going to what they intended to do.
Not
but
at all.
They
But,
still have possession now.
So I like bit of relief for Lancaster here. Right, is this the moment now where they assert themselves? I feel like Lancaster are going to have to be quite clinical. 'cause
Absolutely. They've got to take whatever they can get.
They've not had a sustained period where they've been able to really assert themselves on the game. So scrum down now with Lancaster to put in.
Ball put in there from the Lancaster scrum half.
So much strength coming from the York
And
side.
they come away with the ball.
Lancaster do. Trying to make up as much ground as possible.
Number 15 looking to offload, and he does so. Through one challenge.
This is good play from Lancaster. They've not let their heads drop. They're
Much better.
able now to just put themselves back into this match, possibly.
Back inside, and again.
So we've
Fast
swapped
hands
sides
there.
now.
And he's through the first challenge, but 10 taken down.
You can see there's a little bit more strength in the York challenges at this stage of the match. So the number 7 tries a shimmy, but it doesn't quite come off for him. So Rook now.
Oh, and he's found a space there.
Oh!
And he just trips at the vital moment.
The number 2 almost through there.
But Lancaster.
Edging closer to the try line, it has to be said.
Back inside now. A good run there.
Trying to swap sides. I think they might have, although they've spread the play, I think they've lost a little bit of ground.
Just looking to pick apart this very organised York defence. Outside again. Offloaded.
By the number 7. The number 3, Payne, just
Kick forward for
allowing
someone to
Rook
chase.
happen. No,
And
the
it-
bounce of the ball wasn't ideal, and possession is now with York.
And
It's
a very good
swarmed
tackle
by
there.
Lancaster players.
That's great to see. Lancaster not letting York just go away scot easy there. The kick is finally away. Into touch, it will be a Lancaster line out.
Well, this is much better from Lancaster. I think they're aware now that they haven't asserted themselves onto this game. They're looking for any sort of opening just to get themselves back in. And I've got to say, I think they've picked up their heads.
And the momentum may be about to shift, but who knows? But you feel with the fast hands we've seen from York, any slip could be capitalised on. They'd be fast up the other end.
Quite. So, the ball to be thrown in to the pitch by the number 2.
Line out is 1. That's much better from Lancaster.
So the number 7 caught it, and now it's with the scrum cap-clad number 9 or 8.
Outside again. Outside once more.
Oh, Lancaster looking to take advantage
Still
here.
going, eventually taken down.
That was a good bit of play. They've made up a lot of ground of Lancaster.
Kick is there. And into touch.
Crowd not happy with that. Happy with the initial kick out, but I'm just hearing a lot of complaints. I think possibly because this is going to be a York line out, not a Lancaster one.
Don't know, it looked to me as if the Lancaster player kicked it out. Don't think it took a deflection on the way.
No, the referee certainly doesn't think so. So York with the line out now.
1 convincingly.
So this little
Looking
piece
to
of
scrum forward now, making up a lot of ground here at York.
So the referee didn't like that. And it's pulled back now for a scrum. The Lancaster seconds team really supporting the first teams. It's lovely to see.
Letting them know exactly what they think of York.
Exactly. So, scrum down now in the Lancaster half. No.
Lancaster rugby team really making some noise, banging against those advertising boards.
So I think we're just going to have a quick drinks break now.
I think we'll do the same.
I think I'll do the same. An important reminder here, public service announcement. Stay hydrated, kiddos.
2018 is the year of staying hydrated.
Good one.
Any moment you get, take a sweet, sweet sip of that hydrogen and oxygen smoothie.
So the score is 8-0 to York. York playing from right to left. Lancaster the opposite. Here at the Lancaster Sports Stadium, the final event of Roses 2018, which has been won by Lancaster, but that doesn't mean there's nothing to play for.
Absolutely not. And it is 8 points to 0.
This is
favour.
pride. Winning the closing ceremony in...
It's the last say you can have.
Yeah.
York will really want to have the last say at what has not been a very successful Roses for them on the whole.
No, I'm actually going to double check what the score is overall, because I mentioned to you earlier that this could potentially be a record-breaking Roses. It could even hinge on this game.
Both is. Probably,
York would absolutely love to keep their Roses record intact.
It's the high-scoring Roses as the scrum is in, heaving from the York players.
Still moving some ground, and then
And
York
it's
come away with the ball.
advantage York as well.
Good tackle there from Lancaster. And it will be another scrum. Or indeed another kick.
Ben really quietly.
Apologies there.
Ben? Oh, sorry, Ben.
So there's a little bit of confusion as to whether or not York made the conversion, but they definitely didn't because the flags didn't come up. So I think if you're looking at the score on Roses live, I think they've inflated York's score somewhat. As far as we're aware here, it's still 8-0.
I don't think those flags went up.
I certainly didn't see them. So the ball is kicked out into touch. So it's a line out now, and it looks like it's it's York to put the ball in. Oh, and the
One
line out,
convincingly by York.
indeed. So York now with another chance to put the pressure on Lancaster. We didn't really get to see a lot of Lancaster when they were putting the pressure on York. They the attacks broke down pretty quickly. They weren't really able to get within a sniff of the try line at all.
No. Definitely quite disappointing from Lancaster's perspective. They're going to want to do a lot better, but also they don't want to make the margin of score any greater with York attacking at the moment. Here they come again.
Oh, and it took about 3 players to get that York player down from Lancaster as
Ball is spilled and Lancaster can come away, but the ref has blown.
the ball is kicked down the field. I think they'll probably take this opportunity just to have another breather. As the referee goes to consult with his man on the line.
His man. The line's man.
The linesman, indeed. The York crowd in full voice, as I said in the opening ceremony, though it does amuse me that they chant for the whole of Yorkshire and not just York.
Not just York. Yeah, there are other universities in Yorkshire.
There are indeed.
University of Hull.
Sorry.
University of Hull.
Yes, Hull, Leeds, all the ones in Leeds, all the ones in... Well, there's 2 universities in York even, so...
Sheffield.
Sheffield, indeed,
2
yeah.
universities there as well.
Me? Yes.
And I believe there's also some in Middlesbrough, which is
there?
in Yorkshire, yeah.
Is it?
It is indeed.
Oh.
Hello,
Okay.
I'm here. Hello. Hello. Hi. Hi.
York
Hello,
line out
I'm
now.
Here.
Dangerously
I'm
close
here.
to their try line.
Hi.
Useless tidbits of information
know-
for you all.
You know.
So
I'm
York
here.
win the line
Yeah.
out. It's very close to Lancaster's try line.
I'm
Lancaster
here
will
at
be
the rugby.
keen to make sure that this doesn't go in.
Hello.
Go in because
Hello.
the
It
try
is
line.
cleared.
Hello. Hello. How are you?
Kept in touch by Lancaster, by York there, sorry.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the sun. It's very sunny.
I think the heat's getting to us all slightly.
Oh my goodness gracious me. So York advancing now on the Lancaster half. Able to recycle the play somewhat.
Back outside now. Outside again. Looking to make the gap, and he's found one. Taken
Oh.
down at a pivotal moment.
Brilliant tackle, but he's able to offload. And now York with the opportunity to run
And
towards
he's got
the try line.
round, and he will score again.
So I think the Lancaster defender is going to be a little bit disappointed with himself. He just was sold the dummy by the York
And he just
player.
sudden surge of pace, and really there was no chance of him catching
Hello.
after that. Very fast run in there. York score again.
Disappointment for Lancaster. As
What about talk?
a megaphone cries out, "Sit down, Lancaster." So, the conversion now will come in. He's not had a very successful conversion rate, has this kicker.
Well, according to us.
Certainly according to us, at least. I didn't see the flags raised. So we'll see. If the flags are raised this time, we'll know we were on the money the first time. This is going to be a difficult one to get, though. It's on a very wide
far
angle.
over on this left-hand side.
Is this me? Sorry, I missed that. My helmet fell out. Hi, sorry. I'm fine, thank you. How are you today?
So we'll just
Yeah, well, it's very warm out
wait
here.
to see
Rugby's looking good.
if this
So,
is converted. This try is converted as the ball is kicked.
I've
Flags
got
go
my shirt.
up. So they definitely converted that one. So that means the score is now
15.
15.
15 points to nothing. Yeah, because they had 8, then they had 5,
Yep. Then they got.
then they got 2 more.
So it's 15.
Maths.
Excellent. We were right, and Rose's live was wrong.
Ha! Kick forward there from
Oh,
Lancaster.
that was
Suddenly an
stupidly
opportunity taken down at the very last. Out of nowhere that came.
Right before our very eyes. This is very good play for Lancaster. A chance for them to get something back.
Really would be great time for Lancaster to score.
So
Back
close
inside
to the
again.
try line as well. So Rook, by the Lancaster number
Outside
6.
again. So close to this York line now.
The
Just
number
looking to
3,
find the
Payne
gap.
charging through. Oh, we're in touching distance of this try line.
Surely just one clinical pass will do it. York defending for their lives. Back outside it goes. Take offloaded. Number 6 looks to make through. Stopped in his tracks. And the ref has blown for not releasing. But playing the advantage, Lancaster will come again.
So they've lost a little bit of ground, but they're still trying. They're still within a reasonable distance as they
That's a
find a
better
little bit of
pass.
space. Just needs to release the ball from the Rook.
Ploughing forward again, right in front of these goalposts. Back outside. And he's almost through,
Oh,
but
so
not quite.
close! The closest Lancaster have been so far.
Referee has given the try to Lancaster.
Lancaster get themselves back into this match.
Right on the line.
I'm unsure as to whether or not that was over, but of course we don't have the luxury of.
What's it called? In the video assistant referee, that's the one.
So that is adjudged to have been a try. It looked like it was just about on the line, to be honest.
That's all it
Right
takes.
before our eyes. On.
And you would hope a very straightforward conversion here to put Lancaster right back into this game.
you would think, as silence. But I've seen these missed. I have seen these missed. It's not unheard of with the pressure and the heat. So everyone calling for a bit of silence.
The flags are up.
So Lancaster have managed to get themselves back into this game. Score now 7-15 to York.
Absolute perfect response from Lancaster there. Almost immediately after York had scored. And finally, we see some attacking play from Lancaster.
Well, that's yeah, great recovery from the kickoff. That's their first real attack, to be honest. So Lancaster being clinical.
Well, you'd hope. 100% of their attacks have been successful so far.
But it just shows the difficulties that they're facing.
Absolutely.
Because I mean, it's been so difficult for them to put any sort of pressure on York.
But maybe they'll look to finish the half strong now as he spills the ball.
So, I mean, it's so difficult. They have the sun in their eyes.
That's another factor as well, yes. Of course, we should remember, in the second half, the sun is not going to be in the eyes of Lancaster. Will that play a factor? Who knows?
As York now have the possession, I think, as Rook, no, I think actually Lancaster have it, but the referee has blown.
I believe it's to be a scrum.
York fans clearly happy with that. I think York so far really having the advantage with the scrum, it has to be said.
Must be said.
This, the last event of Roses 2018, won by Lancaster. I'll just have a check on what the current score is. I've been meaning to say this for a while.
The
this
overall
is the
Roses score,
overall Roses score, yes. So I make it approximately 216.5 points to 121.5.
And the record, you said, is that 217 is the record?
I'll just tell you in a moment. I'll get back to you on that.
So is this game to decide it,
Possibly,
if that is the
yeah.
case?
I think there's still one or two other results from the round
Of
to
course.
filter through, so so we wait for this
This stoppage
bit of play.
to cease.
I think probably just having a bit of a breather for some of the guys. It's so hot out here.
To reiterate.
To reiterate, in case you didn't know. So points started coming into play in 2002, and it was York who won. The first year points came into play by one solitary point.
So you get a point if you win Roses.
No, as in 119.5.
Oh, I see they won by one. Oh, wow.
And the record is 227, so Lancaster still need a couple of points as we watch this scrum.
To come in from around campus. And they'd like 4 of them to be from here, but at the moment it is York.
With the
who have
scrum
the
down, a
advantage.
real heave, but York have the ball. There's an opportunity on here. The shimmy. My goodness
Still
me.
going. Outside again. Game's starting to open up quite a bit now. York drive for that Lancaster line.
Lancaster really hemmed in here. Oh, it's getting ever closer to that all-important try line.
Penalty given to Lancaster, which they will welcome, I'm sure.
So Lancaster sensibly kick it out into touch.
Onto the roof.
Onto the roof indeed. So they'll be looking to relieve some of this pressure.
A quick sun cream break here from my associate Harvey Falshaw. Drinks break now being taken by all.
perfect moment for me to do a little bit of a sun cream break there. Gotta say, I haven't even bothered to rub this in. Luckily, we're not on. It's only our voices that are on TV, not our
Not our faces.
not our faces, because oh my goodness. So, how would you say this game is going so far, then, Alex?
I mean, it's an interesting one. It looked as if there was only going to be one winner for the first 20 minutes or so. It's just York all over Lancaster, not giving them any room to breathe or any chance to, be hesitant. But missed a few opportunities. Some kicks went over, some tries that possibly could have been converted, weren't converted, and limited themselves to 15 points, which is still a healthy lead. And then Lancaster suddenly, in an instant moment, just came to life and managed to put 7 points on the board of their own. And really, what was their first attack of the game?
Really, yes. So, I'd say as we take a breather here, it is half-time, so just a reminder of the scores. It's Lancaster 7, York 15. So Lancaster needing a try, a converted try, and just something else.
Any sort of score.
Any sort of score to get them back into this match.
It will be interesting to see how the momentum shifts and if this incredibly bright sunlight is playing a factor for, or being an advantage for York facing in that other direction at the moment.
So just going to take a look around the grounds, as it were.
Going out and about.
Out and about, checking Rose's Live to see what the latest scores are. So Rose's Live still convinced that it was a converted try, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't, because I didn't see the
Hopefully it won't be important towards the end of the game.
Yeah, well, goodness gracious me, I hope not.
Sure we'll know, one way or another. But coming away from rugby, what a fantastic Roses it has been over this weekend, wouldn't you agree, Harvey?
Yes.
Thank you.
It's been, it's been very good. It's been very good. Thoroughly enjoyable weekend. As I say, the atmosphere has been incredible. People at the moment just streaming out to go and get some pints in their systems.
Absolutely.
So I'm just going to tell you what's been going on today then. Quick recap of the day. So the last score we had in was the mixed volleyball, which Lancaster won, which has taken the total of to 216.5 to Lancaster, to 121.5 to York. There's still climbing coming in, I believe, at this moment in time. And that could well be it, actually. There might, I think we're done with tennis. Tennis was a draw. And as far as I can see, unless there's still some ultimate frisbee or possibly some mixed tennis, I'm not even sure if there's any points up for grabs.
No, I'm not sure. Heading into the second half now, and the teams, of course, changing ends. Lancaster will be attacking from right to left, York left to right. York attacking into this very strong sunlight for this half. Oh yeah, we saw that. We commented on that.
So, as we start this second half here at the Lancaster Sporting Stadium, it's sweltering here. It's absolutely, well, it's really difficult, I think, for the players to just keep their heads, as York now Lancaster have the ball now.
But turned over perhaps as a scramble for it. And it will be a scrum for Lancaster's put in.
So, second half starting, I suppose, as you were, Lancaster very much within their half.
but in possession of the ball this time.
Something that we haven't mentioned yet that is very important Roses-wise, that isn't a scoring event but should be, the Intermedia Football Tournament.
Oh, yes, of course.
We're very pleased to announce that Bailrig FM won that against URY.
In a five-a-side game of football.
Yes, URY did have one player who was a pro footballer. She's a goalkeeper, though, by trade.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Commentated on the opening ceremony with me. Catherine, yes.
Who did she play for? Like professionally?
Well, for York.
Oh, for York.
Well, she played for York in the opening ceremony 2 years
Oh,
ago.
wow, I see, I see.
So,
Here come Lancaster now, looking to break free. Number 12, making a surging run, but stopped in his tracks.
brilliant
Outside
play
the
by
18.
Lancaster. Just trying to make up as much ground as possible.
Number 15
They're
now.
outnumbered on this flank. There's not enough support coming from the team.
Absolutely, going to need to shift it over to this right-hand side.
They just need to quicken the pace a bit, Lancaster.
Absolutely, losing the crowd a bit slightly as well.
Right, with the number 10 who passes
That's
it to the number
better
12.
hands.
Oh, this is much better.
Kick forward, someone to chase.
Ball goes
Goes
into touch.
into-
That was a good bit of play from Lancaster.
Much better, much faster hands, much more positive. Just you can see the moment that Lancaster get the ball going, the crowd are right up in their voice.
So a line out now from York. Oh, sorry,
it's from
Lancaster.
York.
No, it is from York. Perspective.
Won by York. And knocked across pretty well there. Now looking to come away.
So, quick drinks break here.
Looks as if a player may be down, slightly hurt. It's taking some time to get back on his feet now, the York player. Hopefully nothing wrong at all.
So, just a reminder, they have swapped halves, so Lancaster now playing from right to left, York left to right.
Did you have to check your hands there?
I do. It's tough. It's really tough. And sometimes I even forget what the letter L looks like.
A real discourse there.
You're watching the closing ceremony of Lancaster Roses 2018. Lancaster having already won Roses. But there's more than just pride at stake here. This is a grudge match. And
As you were saying, for those of you who weren't tuned in before the game, historically, a lot of hanging on this fixture. 2 years ago, the last home Roses for Lancaster, York snatched it with a drop goal right at the death to snatch victory from their jaws. I'm sure there's many still hurting from that.
well, a lot of them were crying, I remember. It was
Really?
Yeah, really emotional. So, scrum down now. Oh, and the scrum is risen.
It'll be a penalty to Lancaster.
Well, Lancaster certainly starting this half much better than they started the second half. They're the ones now putting all the pressure on. I think it could possibly be something to do with the sun, actually, as they kick the ball out into touch and into the trees it goes.
Ball thrown in now from the Lancaster bench.
Last year, York won this game 25 points to 12.
Quite convincing there then.
As I say, the year before it was the drop goal. They won 9 points to 8. And in
Ooh, a
2000
very low scoring game there.
Yeah, it was really tight. The last time Lancaster...
Lancaster win the line out. Sorry, Harvey.
No, I was just saying the last time they won this game, 2008, 10 years ago.
Yikes.
Yes, as just been pointed out by my producer here, that was actually coincidentally the last away Roses victory. So, something of a jinx here, actually, for the men's first team.
Incredible. So no wins for Lancaster men's for rugby union in 10 years.
Nope.
Well, they'll be hoping to change that today.
Well, I've seen records broken. I saw 11 years of hardship for the lacrosse women's team broken yesterday.
Unbelievable stuff.
Yeah.
Was yesterday, yeah.
And that was incredible. As we've got a scrum here, Lancaster edging ever closer to the York try line. So it looks like we'll be having another scrum down. Lancaster just edging ever so close to the York try line.
Penalty to York to relieve some of that pressure.
Yeah, very disappointing from the Lancaster boys there. They just weren't able to capitalise on that scrum as it rose. A clear infringement there, and so
Kicked into touch.
Kicked into touch, quite. So disappointing for Lancaster there. They just weren't able to make that bit of pressure pay.
York with the line out now.
You're picking those cables up.
That cable there, which was beautifully laid out.
One again, another successful line out from York, who have been much more consistent with their line outs since a couple of blips in the start of the game.
Yeah, they've really settled well into their line out routine, York.
Yeah, we're going to run that. Just
Round the corner and stick it somewhere there.
Coming away now, some fast hands from York again, very quickly breaking at the Lancaster defence. Taken down well.
So they can hear the track.
Just a catch up as well. I think there were some changes at half time. You can see some of the Lancaster players who were playing in the first half take from the second half.
Makes sense to make some fresh legs on there.
As it's
kick
York
forward.
with the ball.
The referee has blown.
So it's another penalty to York. They're edging closer now to this Lancaster try line.
Kicked into touch. And hits the roof on the way out.
Makes a nice donk. Donk. As it hits the top of the stand.
That it does.
So it'll be a line out now. I think it'll be Lancaster to take.
Well, if it was a York
No, it's
penalty, it would
York,
be
yeah.
York's line out.
York's line out. Perspective again.
Perspective. In it comes. Too far this time, and Lancaster can come away. Outside. This is a real chance for Lancaster now. Kick forward for someone to chase.
And it's into touch.
Into touch.
Great piece of play there by Lancaster. They'll be really happy that they were able to capitalise on the error by York there, and they've made up some crucial ground. Looking for a way to get themselves back into this game are Lancaster.
York will be looking to do much better from this line out in a much more dangerous position if they were to make a mistake.
So the line out incoming. This
Won
time
by
there's no
York.
mistake.
Kicked again into touch.
And I think a bit of time for some crowd participation by the looks of it. No one rushing to get the ball back, though, has to be said.
I think they have plenty on hand.
So, Lancaster's line out now. Be looking to make some kind of advantage from here.
Won by Lancaster this time. Pass comes away. Going inside now, much faster now. Back inside again, nice little play there. They got a man on his far side, taken down by York. He's still going.
Great bit of play there by Lancaster, good recovery.
Oh,
But
and
they've
the ball
dropped it.
Surely it's knocked on.
Yep, referee just confirming that. So disappointing for Lancaster there.
Scrum now with York to put the ball in.
After the knock on by Lancaster.
Oh, but Lancaster coming in there.
I wonder if they've got no.
No, they haven't quite turned it over.
They're very close to turning it over, so play is with York.
Outside again, York.
They're just demolishing the Lancaster defence at this stage.
But the ball is turned over now.
Just as a curse of the commentator there. The Lancaster crowd like that.
It will be a penalty to Lancaster.
So just a reminder, the score is 7-15.
We think.
We make it.
Been asking about with some people who are tuning in. The majority of people seem to think that the flags weren't raised for that conversion. Scoreboard on our screens tell otherwise, though.
So just to let you know, for the overall score update, it is now 221.5 to Lancaster to 126.5 to York. This is following some of the climbing scores coming in. So this is it, and I don't think we'll be in for a record-breaking roses, therefore, even if Lancaster win this. This will be the
But here
second
they come
highest
again.
score.
Probing closer to that York try line now. Inside again, he's mounted a gap, and he's down, and it's a try to Lancaster.
Incredible scenes here. Oh, the crowd like that. Just when they needed it, they've really started the second half better than the first half. That has to be said.
Much more positive, much more on the front foot, and they've absolutely got their reward there. And converting this is very much game on. It would just be one score in it.
So, can they end the 10-year curse?
Well, long way to go, Harvey. And we've seen just how devastating York can be when they really turn it on. That's through the posts.
These flags are definitely raised there.
Absolutely. To our knowledge, it's 15-14 to York, but it might be 17-14. That is what Roses Live is saying. Yeah. Penalty to Lancaster. Suddenly the momentum seems to have shifted. Crowd really getting behind the team now.
just looking at the scoreboard that you guys can see on your screens, if you're watching us, it confirms what me and Alex have been saying all along, that it is 14-15. So we're in for a real treat here.
Oh, great. So we're right.
We're right.
Yes.
14-15. That's what we make it. So, quick drinks break here. I think we'll be getting a line out. So, it's actually turned into a really close game. York looked like they were going to run away as the ball is kicked into touch. Yeah, it really looked like York were going to run away with this game early on, but they haven't.
And now
We're in for a really good game.
could be a very exciting climax to Rose's 2018. Yeah, I know, but they missed this conversion, which the flags didn't go up for. So it wasn't, but I think they did. Definitely didn't. Yeah, I know the thing is, it's because they're counting 2 points for a conversion. That's wrong. Lancaster again with the ball now. Driving forward. Still not going to ground. Eventually he's taken down. And that will be scrum, I think, and York's put in. Just a little bit of breeze coming in there for the first time today. Doesn't that feel great?
So, it is now a scrum just over the halfway line. I think it's Lancaster to put in.
I think it might be York, I
I
think.
think it is York, actually.
Yes.
So York have been pretty dominant in the scrum so far.
Scrum's already collapsed, however.
So we go again.
But yeah, absolutely. It's been a real weapon for York so far this afternoon. Has been the scrum. They've really managed to build quite a lot from the scrummages they have had, and won quite convincingly as well. Also managing to turn over a lot of Lancaster scrums.
Yeah. So Lancaster really looking to improve on this.
Go, and Mike.
Yes. So. Oh, could I stand on that side? Because that tends to be my good side. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to go on this side, if that's all right. Okay. Oh, God. Just heard some coughing in my ear. Oh, so we can hear the studio. We can hear the other presenters. Oh, okay. don't know. I think Chris is going to
14-15 to York.
What is it, sorry?
14-15 to York.
14-50.
15.
15.
1-5.
14-15 to York. Is it the biggest number first, so would it be 15-14, or would it be 14?
Well,
Lancaster?
14-15 as in 14 is the home score.
Oh, okay. I don't know how scores work, so that's useful
Yeah, the
knowledge
first
to know.
score is normally the
The home.
Home
Okay. That's interesting.
That is interesting. I never knew the one was.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. When it goes to switch these on.
Oh, are these? Are they on? Yeah, they're on. Mine's only on one bar though. Is that going to be a problem? We can probably change that now, can't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, seems to be a sport going on.
So there is a sport currently happening behind us. It is the rugby union fixture. Rugby union men's first. I'm just going to say men's.
Yeah. The final men's rugby match.
I've spotted Ben Francis.
Okay. Presenting at 1:15.
Hmm?
Did you say presenting at 1:15? Or just
Maybe. I don't know.
one sec, I've got to stick this wire down the shirt.
Craig, do you know what the overall score is?
I can find out. Uh, 221.5 to 126.5.
221.
0.5 to 126.
126.5.
Yeah.
So 221.5 to 126.
I can't find a jacket up, so you're not going to have comms, to be honest. But I don't think it's going to massively matter. Chris to TX. Current score is 15-14. And you agree? I'm going to go down there and try and find the current game time and how long we've got till it's due to finish. Okay?
Okay.
Thanks.
Should we practice our opening?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll let you kick it off.
Yes. Welcome to the final fixture of Roses 2017. We're out again on the sports balcony, so where we started, and now we see the final fixture, which is the rugby union men's.
Yes, The score is currently at 14-15 in favour of York, so it's a really close match.
Yes, it
And
is.
it's representing a lot of how the games have been so far this year.
Yes, definitely. So that's kind of what we've seen over the course of the weekend. The games have been really close, but Lancaster have won the overall Roses weekend, and the score stands so far with 221.5 to Lancaster and 126.5 to York. So that's quite a considerable
Yeah,
margin.
it's been an overwhelming victory for us
It
this year. I mean,
has.
not just in the sport, but in the weather.
Exactly. We've really won there. We've not had our typical Lancaster weather.
Absolutely beautiful out. We're not getting blown away.
Exactly.
through the closing ceremony.
Yeah, getting those summer vibes. But yeah, Lancaster's done extremely well. It's had the comfortable victory that pretty much everyone we talked to was raving about. They predicted this very early on, right from the Friday.
Some people call it overconfidence. We call it psychic ability.
Yeah. Are here to support the event, and the game seems quite intense as well. I mean, there's only 4 points in it between between the teams, so I think it's, Lancaster could still have a chance. We won't give up just yet. They did win overall.
I'm sure the people in the crowd haven't given up just yet either.
Exactly. So they've got that home court advantage of all the support from the people in the crowd. But that's not to say York don't have their supporters here as well.
Absolutely. I've seen so many York supporters here, and they've all been very lovely.
Yeah, exactly. They've got their own merch, the white T-shirts with York on the back. And they even had their own event on Facebook called #MadeBeJustMaybe. And this was to kind of see if York could keep their victory for another year. Unfortunately,
we snatched
that's
it
not
up.
been the case.
I'm sure they've given it their absolute best try, and it's just wonderful to see everybody here today.
Exactly. And Ruth, what's kind of been your personal highlights for the weekend?
I went to go see the ballroom dancing today. It was beautiful. Everybody was so talented. It was incredible. What were yours?
So I really enjoyed watching the cheerleading today. So I've been a cheerleader for the past 2 years in my time at uni. I wasn't a cheerleader this year, but it was so great to present whilst I was there, get to see the performances as well. Everyone did so well. I'm so proud of everyone who performed. So I think we're going to have a look at the game now. So yes, so it's Lancaster versus York. I'm not sure how much time is left in the game. I don't think there's 10 minutes left. Yeah. So not very long to go.
It's a nail biter this.
It's nail biter this, but York are 4 points ahead. It doesn't look like they could maybe score 4 points in the last 10 minutes, but you never know.
Yeah, how about we take this to somebody who has a better eye on the game than we do up here? We're going to take you to our commentator now.
Themselves very well, bearing in mind they've not been up to full strength.
Well, to have not conceded any points in the last 10 minutes is a massive boost for them. In fact, with a full-strength Lancaster, we've seen what they can do going up this scoring end.
The sun is low and it's in the faces of the York team.
I think they might even fancy themselves to snatch it from York in these final few minutes. Who knows?
But of course, they can't let themselves be caught on the break. The momentum does seem to be with Lancaster. As the scrum disperses. The York Rugby seconds team urging their team on. I've got to say, they've been incredibly vocal.
They've been the loudest people in the ground.
At the moment, they are for sure. The Lancaster seconds team just trying to engage indeed the whole stadium as...
Indeed, penalty to Lancaster. And they'll play an advantage. Here they come again. Outside now, number 10.
Trying to spread the play. Oh, and a lovely shimmy. Oh, an incredible shimmy there by the Lancaster number 21.
Do we have to say?
Oh, and they're forcing themselves through this York line.
Might not make it. Bounces kindly. It is into touch.
That looked like a high.
Lancaster Rugby are not happy, but here they go again.
With a quick touch. They're so close to this York try line. They just need to force their way through.
It's all about picking the right pass now.
Who's in space? They're trying to go down the middle, edging ever closer to that York try line.
And they've made it!
They've done it! They've done it!
It's a try to Lancaster!
Incredible scenes here in the Lancaster Sporting Stadium.
Rugby seconds team are on the pitch!
What just happened?
Suddenly this pendulum has swung once again. You cannot write Lancaster off.
Well, it seemed like it was going this way.
What just happened there? Did we win?
Lancaster really pushing and pushing and pushing the second half. They've been doing so well despite only have 14 men with a full complement. They've managed to convert and now they're leading. Can they convert this to give themselves just a little bit more of a cushion?
It's exactly what they deserve for not conceding, for getting that defence spot on when they had their man in the sin bin.
York will either be feeling pretty deflated at this point or
Big moment here with this conversion, though.
pretty invigorated. Well, we'll see.
Every point counts.
7 minutes, boys. 7 minutes.
7 minutes left on the clock.
Hush over the crowd.
And
Flags
it's
are
good!
up.
Conversion is good! Well! This is why we love rugby union.
Can all change in a matter of moments.
York haven't looked as strong as they did in the first half. York were totally dominant in the opening 20 minutes.
But from 15 points down, Lancaster pulled it back around, and suddenly
So mean about it. I was like, yeah.
they're in the lead.
in the lead. York come again. Grubber kick goes forward.
I think
Lancaster man there to pick it up. He does so, and he
number
kicks it
15.
downfield. The kick is good. Goes into touch.
Brilliant kick there.
Suddenly, this Lancaster crowd is really coming to life. They're starting to believe.
If I may be the one just to provide a little bit of a dampener, this isn't too dissimilar to the drop goal situation. Obviously, that was a lower scoring game.
Well, a drop goal here, not enough.
Yes, I can hear. Yeah, they can
York
hear me.
just about come away with that line
I
out.
can hear you now.
But it's in the part of the field that Lancaster would want it to be in. But can they really sustain having it down that end of the field for about 6 minutes?
Oh, I don't know. Hard
Oh,
tackle
it's
in
tense.
there. You can feel the
This has
tension,
been
the
intense.
excitement around the ground.
Oh, and incredibly physical there at the rook. Sorry, the maul that then turns into a
maul.
rook.
There you go. Learn that in PE.
Oh, and a great tackle there. It looked like he'd lost it, the Lancaster player, but just able to put the York player off enough to send him to the ground, although the possession is still
That's turned over for
turned
Lancaster.
over!
Here comes number 11 for Lancaster. He's coming through. He's stopped in his tracks.
And the crowd really getting behind
And now it's
Lancaster.
turned over again. Oh, but the ref has blown. Ref has blown. A moment of absolute frantic mess from both sides.
The
comes to an
hoarding
end.
over on the far side is getting a beating, where the York team hits nowhere. It's all fallen off.
Advertising boards really need some damage repair right now.
So we've got a Lancaster man down,
And a York man hobbling as well.
just checking him out for cramp. My goodness me, the scenes here, ladies and gentlemen. So, a reminder, the score is 21-18 to Lancaster. It's the first time they've had the lead in this game. York
Having had a man sent off for 10 minutes.
York were dominant. In the second half, Lancaster had a player sent off
think we
early
lost
in
everyone
somewhat
for a second. Everyone
auspicious
lost everyone.
circumstances.
Yes.
Okay.
But It didn't matter. They were able to make the man.
Yeah.
Well, York weren't able to make the man advantage count, and suddenly Lancaster with a full complement of players. Incredible.
And the whole energy around the place has changed.
And so Lancaster have a penalty here. This to extend their advantage a little bit more. It's from quite a way out, but it is pretty central.
21-18 to Lancaster. How did we pull that?
This could be crucial. York doing their best to put him off.
He steps up.
And it's good! It's good! Incredible! They now have a complete try advantage over York.
The crowd on their feet.
We have about 4 minutes, I make it, left to play of this game.
24-18.
Possibly a little bit less than that, maybe a little bit more.
Who knows?
Rough estimation. Incredible.
All part of the excitement, having no idea how long's left.
But at least we know the score, which is
Lancaster 24, York 18, and they get the ball back again. Here they come again. Lancaster looking hungry for points now.
Is this a scrum? Am I saying that?
Kicks it on.
Oh, and the Lancaster
And it's
11
into
just
touch.
sprinting down the line. Into touch. The crowd, I think, beginning to understand what this means.
The score is passing around like whispers going around, and I think everyone's just starting to work out what's going on. Starting from here.
Yeah, everything's starting from us because we're
hope we're
able
not
to
wrong.
keep track. Yeah, well.
I know. That's
So the ball is with York. They successfully get their line out. Retain possession after the rook. They're swapping possession.
Good play
down
here
the
from
flanks.
York.
They're a man over on that far side. He just cuts in.
Still in their own
brought
half.
down.
Fast passing here from York.
I think they're just about understanding just how little time is left.
Oh,
in
a
this
gap's been
match.
found there. He's taken down well. And it will be
Commentation isn't the word.
a scrum put in for Lancaster, I believe.
York fans not happy with that.
No.
The crowd are being told to calm down, simmer down if you like, by the referee.
And those advertising boards are gone. The terraces are gone. It's all kicking off.
Referee actually having words with the crowd. It's unprecedented.
I think they might be throwing things onto the pitch by the look of things.
It just goes to show you how much this means. And this really does mean a lot.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, this is the closing ceremony. We've been saying all along just how high the stakes are. It kind of sets the tone, really, for going into next roses. Possibly.
Absolutely.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you not hear us?
And we've been saying all along that Lancaster haven't won in 10 years. But you know what they say, it's not over till the fat lady sings. And the fat lady being a whistle. Just
So actually a very small
yeah,
very small inanimate object.
genderless object. But yes, so really important for these boys. But it's not over yet. And let's not forget, I know I keep bringing it up, but let's not forget the drop goal, the infamous drop goal of 2016.
You're going to jinx it, Harvey Falshaw. Thankfully, Lancaster this time far further ahead than a drop goal in terms of points.
All this time wasting, though, from the York fans is not helping their team.
Well, the clock would have stopped.
But it's not helping their team with the momentum.
Absolutely, you're not wrong there. Lancaster player just hobbling off now.
So,
and it will be a scrum.
After that brief break.
Once again, Lancaster 24, York 18. Really not long to go in this pivotal fixture.
So, a more
penalty
possession
is to York.
The York fans like that. Things just getting a little bit physical out there. York players lying
24-18
spread eagle on the
last
floor.
time.
There's now
Do you know if
tension
it's
in the
got-
crowd. Everything's gone quiet apart from those York fans. York have got nothing to lose. As some kind of incident in the Lancaster seconds team area of the pitch.
Kick ball from Lancaster. Not in touch.
Not long to go.
Kicked down the line. It's caught by York. York now
Some space
pressing.
to run into. Passes over his far side. And they come away with it.
So York have it on this near side. They've got a man
over.
over.
Valet tackle, just kept in by York, and it's gone short. They will come away with it still, though.
Don't think possession's been turned over. I think York still has
It has now. Lancaster has the ball.
Incredible!
And here come Lancaster. Here comes Rugby. He's free. Pass it. He's there. It's a try to Lancaster.
He's done it!
Everyone's on the pitch.
5 points to Lancaster. Takes their total up to 29. Oh my goodness me!
Unbelievable.
Incredible! There was no York players to cover.
Incredible scenes.
29.
Well, surely that puts this
29.
game out
We've
of
got
reach
someone
for
in
York. It
underwear,
certainly
like
seems
he's
to
got
be the
boxes
case.
on.
We have seen some unbelievable moments in this Roses weekend.
Thank you, national spectators, to leave the pitch. Thank you.
The announcement asks the spectators to get off the pitch so that they can finish this game. Lancaster Rugby players really hyping up the crowd now. The crowd are on their feet.
Oh my god!
Well, the turnaround, late turnaround in the football on Friday.
Okay, cool.
The lacrosse team on yesterday, and now this, if they can see this game out for the remaining minutes. Conversion now.
We've seen some magic on this stadium, it has to be said. Sorry, as you said, men's rugby today, this could be it, and this to take Lancaster into the 30s.
Yes.
So can he convert
That's true,
it?
actually.
It's good!
Step, which I stand on.
31
That was amazing.
points to 18, and that's the end of the game.
Good. I think
I
I'm going to
believe.
get into rugby now.
It looks like it.
It seems to be
There's
that way.
one more
That is
happening now,
that.
And the
Well,
guy in the boxes is
the
still
10-year
in his
curse
boxes.
is
And
over.
he's currently
It's
getting
finally
on the
broken.
Oh my word. That is full time.
Incredible! After the heartbreak of 2 years ago, the dropped goal.
Okay.
Incredible! The heartbreak of 2 years ago.
And to
Forgotten.
come back from 15 points down with a man in the bin.
It's incredible.
Incredible scenes. Everyone's on the pitch,
29,
just as it was
18.
on Friday's football game.
Okay. Okay.
Well, Harvey, how do we sum that up?
I honestly don't know, Alex. Just can't explain it as the crowd stream onto the pitch to go and cuddle their heroes.
Okay.
The
As the preparation.
hillside terrace
Conversion, sure.
rapidly emptying as people make their way onto the
I'm gonna
pitch.
say
The
31, I trust
crestfallen
Craig.
York players. Lancaster would have won by 31.
31 to 18, I believe.
Yes, if you'd have told me that at the beginning of the game, I don't know if I'd have believed.
That was a nail-biting game.
my God.
Lancaster really fought for their win.
We really did. Last time you saw us, we were down, and we've come back up, haven't we? What was the final score?
Yeah, so I think if they got their conversion, it was 31-18. So that is a massive improvement from the 14 points that we were at just 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's incredible. The crowd here was going absolutely wild.
Yeah, I mean, there was 2 pitch invasions. So there was one when they scored the try, and that was insane. We did see someone run on in his boxers, which was
thankfully boxers.
Thankfully boxers were on, so that was good. But there is currently another pitch invasion happening right now, but nobody seems.
Fine.
Yeah, I think
Match is
it's the final fixture of Roses. I think everyone's just very happy with the win.
Yeah.
It solidifies Lancaster's win, I think. But again, just shows how close these events have been overall.
Absolutely. And the announcer's coming on.
Yes.
And he's telling us that the closing ceremony will be starting shortly.
Hello, what's your name?
Sam Cusworth.
And so I'm guessing you've just played in that amazing game.
Yeah, I'm still gassed for it. I've got no energy left. It was such an unbelievable experience. We prepared for it so long, and everyone coming down, it's just so good to have everyone here. And all the boys are just putting so much hard work over our boot camp. It's unbelievable. Can't even describe how it feels.
I'll let you catch your breath for a bit. And so this must have been an incredible tournament for you. It's the final event of Roses, so a bit of pressure. But then I guess the pressure was a bit relieved because, we have won Roses.
Yeah, obviously it's great that the university won it so quickly. They won it last night, didn't they? And they haven't done that in a while, have they? It's such a huge victory for the university. And then for us boys, for the first team hasn't won in 10 years. And it's just like we're making history. I've been here three years. Every single time we've lost, but this final year it's been unbelievable.
And this is your last year, isn't it?
Well, I am a third year, but I've enrolled on a master's, so I'm here next year. So it's amazing. It's amazing.
How long have you been actually training for this? Like, what kind of training have you put in?
Like a month before, we'll be doing about 5-6 days a week. Mix of strength and conditioning, fitness, skills. We've been out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's just amazing that it's paid off.
Very intense, but all that hard work has paid off. And I'm guessing you're going to be doing this again next year?
Oh, definitely. We'll be looking for all 3 teams winning next year, so we can get that red wash. But overall, it's a great victory for the rugby team, great victory for the uni. So I'm chuffed with that. Yeah. So I'll go out tonight and celebrate.
Have a great night, and maybe you can bring in another win next year for us.
Yeah, definitely. We'll work on that. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for joining us. Okay, had to stand on my tiptoes there a bit.